Well, once again there was an almighty scrap to make the breakaway, with the GC teams patrolling the front to greenlight the moves or to shut them down. Eventually a group of around 20 riders broke free, with several familiar names up at the front. The best placed on GC was Bruno Armirail, just over 12 minutes down on Vingegaard. Kevin Vermaerke was enjoying his fourth breakaway of the race, while Gianmarco Garofoli and Jefferson Cepeda were up there for the second day running. Marc Soler and Mikel Bjerg made it across for UAE, while Visma Leasebike had sent Victor Campenaerts up the road. They quickly pulled around 2 minutes clear of the peloton, but Campenaerts then ran into a spot of bother. The Belgian stopping with a mechanical, but with his team car a long way back, he had to take a spare bike from neutral service. Modern bikes are so tailored to their riders that the difference when you don't have your own is significant. Just look at how Xavier Asperen goes flying past the former hour record holder. Well, Campenaerts did finally get a bike from the team and he joined up with Van Sevenant and Leemreiser, but it wasn't going to be easy getting back to the front. The peloton weren't chasing particularly hard, so the gap was soon out to over 4 minutes, the average speed a solid 45 km an hour. And what an effort by Campenaerts and Leemreiser. They managed to chase their way back to the breakaway, so 24 riders now leading the race. They soon reached the first of the day's 3 climbs, the Alto de Tenebreo, nearly 6 kilometres at 6.5%, a nice little warm-up for the final. With the gap now up to around 5 minutes, the 24 men at the front will have started thinking about a potential stage victory. Soler was the first man over the top on behalf of his teammate Jay Vine, the king of the mountains. Well, there was no real fight at the intermediate sprint, with Dion Smith rolling through first, and they would soon hit San Lorenzo. It's a famous climb in the Asturias region and a regular fixture on La Vuelta, featuring for the 5th time since 2019.
The breakaway at the base of the Puerta de San Lorenzo, 10.1 kilometres long, an average gradient of 8.5%.
The Italians in the breakaway attacking on the early slopes of the climb, first Garofoli and then Baggioli, but neither of them got very far. A change of pace in the peloton meanwhile, with UAE starting to rev things up, looking to make life hard for Almeida's GC rivals. Egan Bernal and Giulio Ciccone both going backwards. The Italian was set to drop out of the top 10 overall, with Juan Ayuso and Jay Vine doing some serious damage. Well, the breakaway were all back together again, having caught Garofoli and Baggioli. There were still around a dozen at the summit of San Lorenzo, with Shaw first over the top and then attacking on the descents. The gap continuing to drop, with the GC group now at under 3.5 minutes, and it would soon be time to attack the final climb. The breakaway soon caught up to Shaw, but they didn't have any answers when Soler attacked with Johannes Storner-Mittet of Decathlon AG2R, the two men quickly opening up a gap.
Marc Soler and Johannes Storner-Mittet go through the base of the climb. La Alto della Farapona.
At this point, the two front runners still led the peloton by around 3 minutes, so they were looking good for the stage win. Or rather, Marc Soler was looking good for the stage win when he said goodbye to Storner-Mittet. UAE once again pulling all the strings, with Soler leading and his teammates pacing for Almeida in the GC group. Soler into the final kilometres, with only Finlay Pickering still chasing. The rest had been caught by the GC group, with Giulio Pellizzari now on the front. The race's best young rider in white, lining things up for his leader, Jai Hindley.
And here we go. Here's the move from Jai Hindley of Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. This is what Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe have been wanting to set up, and with gritted teeth, Almeida has to get himself onto the wheel of the man from Perth. Vingegaard in red, straight onto the wheel. Pidcock is left wanting. Pellizzari pulls out of the line, and Pidcock is struggling to hold on.
Soler arriving solo at the top of La Farapona and going one better than 5 years ago.
A day in the breakaway. a short, intense stage. Just to make the breakaway was a difficulty. And he shakes his head. He punches the air. And Marc Soler is the winner for UAE Team Emirates XRG.
A little skirmish between the top two overall in the final 100 metres as they dropped Hindley, with Vingegaard second and Almeida third. The UAE's domination continues on this Vuelta, with Soler becoming the fourth rider on the team to win. They have now conquered exactly half of the stages so far, 7 out of 14. For Soler, it's a measure of revenge for 2020 when he was denied by Godu on La Farapona. It's his 10th career victory and the 4th at La Vuelta. It wasn't the plan to be in the breakaway, but I followed Campenaerts when he went across, and once I was there I knew how to play it. After the first climbs I stayed in the wheels because I remembered what the valley was like from last time. It's very tough, but if you open up a gap you can make it. I had a few doubts about the wind, but yeah, I'm very happy. Soler taking it by 39 seconds from Vingegaard and Almeida, followed by the rest of the GC group. Pickering rounded out the top 10. Well, Vingegaard gained a couple of seconds on the line. He's now 48 ahead of Almeida. Pidcock holds third place by 32 seconds from Hindley. Well, Vine's polka dot jersey is coming under threat from Vingegaard. The Aussie now leads the Dane by just 7 points. And no change in white today. Pellizzari remains 32 seconds clear of Matthew Riccatello. We round out week 2 tomorrow with a punchy outing to Monforte de Lemos. Join us for that on Sunday, and thanks for watching.